that I use to make friends as an adult. And hopefully, you guys will have a few takeaways that you can use in your real life. So, I'm just waiting for confirmation here that the video is live. Let's see, let's see. But anyways, how are you guys doing? It's Monday. I'm still in my cozy clothes, as you can see. It's hard to start this week. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're live. Awesome, for sure, for sure. So hello and welcome back to AmandaMuse. In case my intro got a little wonky there, today we're going to be talking all about making friends as an adult. Hi, Rise and Shine. All right, I'm going to pull up the video so I can see the live comments as we go. How are you guys doing? I'm a little tired today. Hi, Alicia. I have started watching a show, and this is like groundbreaking because I never stop and watch TV, and I'm loving it. Except I watched, like, I'm gonna yawn. I watched like 5 episodes last night, and they're all an hour long. Hi, Lindsay from Guatemala. Awesome. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, and you haven't seen the graphic, although you've read the title of the video, but still, we're talking about how to make friends. Like, let's talk real, tangible tips, because it's hard. Okay, a few things. It's hard to make new friends. It's hard to be a good friend, depending what phase of life you're in. And then how do you actually, like, find them? Where do you find these people to be friends with? So that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm curious to know, you guys, what are some of your experiences? Like, where are you at in the friendship world? Do you have, like, too many friends that you're trying to, like, scale back? Have you spread yourself too thin? Like, I want to know. So, okay, let's pull it up here. Some life hack tips. Also, if I sound weird, I have a canker sore on my tongue and I can't talk. It's hurting me. Hi, Katie from England. Eileen was saying she so needs this, but getting ready to take off to Zurich. Well, well, well. Aren't you having fun? So she needs to make some new friends in her new home. So, okay, awesome. Yeah. No makeup look. I'm just a little bit tired today. I started watching Outlander. Am I like 10 years late to this game? I read the book a million years ago, and the show is so good. I am so in this Outlander mode. I need to go to Scotland now. Okay, Reed S was saying she's found mom groups helpful for her, and Rise and Shine was saying it's definitely hard to make friends at a later stage in life. Julie, now you know the show I'm watching. Hi, Megan. Okay, so as usual, whenever I go live, I like to kind of pull up an article and, like, apart from what I think about making friends, I like to know, like, what is society thinking culturally? Like, how are we navigating friendship as adults, and are we all on the same page in a way? So I pulled up this article from Psychology Today, and as usual, at the end of the live, I will link it all down below, what I'm talking about. But they did talk about how as you get older, it becomes harder and harder to make friends. And I would imagine that a huge part of that is, especially if you decide to have a family and go that route, like, your whole priorities change. Your focus oftentimes is your career, and then your kids. And then finally, when you get a little bit of time back, you just want to, like, find out who you are again. And sometimes along the way, we have friendships that fade away or that we just don't nurture, and so they fizzle and die. That's a little depressing, but you know. So they did talk about that, and I suppose where I'm at in the friendship situation is that when my babies were small, so my kids are 3 and 5, as you know, I was all about that play group life. I helped organize play dates and play groups all the time because I was overseas, living outside of my home country. I was in Malaysia, as most of you know, and it was almost easy because the expatriate group was quite small, and so it was like you knew every Tuesday at 10 a.m. we were going to be at so-and-so's house, and then Wednesdays there was this big walk around the botanical gardens, or I'm making the days up, but it was something like that. There was literally something almost every single day in the mornings, and then if you wanted to, you could organize something in the afternoon. So it was quite simple in that way. Then I moved back to Canada, and I suppose as you move around, and especially if you have a job or a partner whose job is a little bit more like transient, is that the right word? It's harder. Like, if you're only staying in a place for a year or two, it's very hard to establish friendships because a part of you is often like, well, is it worth it? How long am I actually going to be living here? And then the actual reality is, yes, it's worth it every time. You need friends. Like, being lonely, although some of us consider ourselves a more I was going to use the term introverted, but that's incorrect because introverted people still require relationships and people. It just might be harder to establish those new relationships because you sort of have to come out of your comfort zone. So I'm going to check the comments here and see what people are saying because I'm seeing lots of really good ones. Let us see here. Lisa, hey, she's tuning in from Northern Ireland. Awesome. Love it. So Alicia was saying, I have a few great friends. I find being a mom has taken priority over my social life. I feel you. Lana was saying, I moved to California 2 years ago and have yet to make any friends. Girl, I feel you. Okay. I'm seeing a theme. We either are like hooking up on play dates and dating that way, or we are like not finding people. And that can be really, really hard. Oh, Kimberly was saying she just moved and just joining MOPS and Rhythm Time for my 5-month-old. Okay, I don't know what MOPS stands for, but I've heard about this, and it's a mom group, right? So that's awesome. I'm excited for you. I hope it goes really well. Let's see. Reed S was saying she has a few good friends and some mommy acquaintances, and she meets up at science centers and things, but I wouldn't call them just to talk. Okay, that is a very good distinction because there are different types of friends. Growing up, I would often, my dad and I would like label people like you have like the 2-hour friend that you could literally spend 2 hours, have a great time, and then you gotta go. You've got the like 48-hour friend you could like potentially travel with. You've got the friend that you can like just chill and nobody has to speak. That kind of friend. Those are great friends, by the way. Everyone can just like calm down. Love that. So there's like different types of friendships, and you're right, some friends are you take your kids and you meet up and you have a great time, but would you have that more of an intimate friendship where you're able to like dive deep and it's not just like surface level conversation, you know, get to that next level, talk about yourself, themself, you know, things that are going on with them more intimately. And I don't mean intimate subject matter, but I think you know what I'm saying, like a more my type of friendships, the deep kind, where you actually get to talk about stuff. Kiki was saying, I've never really had friends even as a kid. I had like 2 because I have intense anxiety and PTSD and I struggle with every day, and I hope it won't rub off on my daughters. That kind of hurt my heart a little bit, Kiki, I'm not gonna lie. And I say this because I've realized over the years, and potentially this just comes with age, but I've realized that I require people. Legitimately, like when if I go too long without seeing friends, I start to get a little bit irritable. I feel like I don't have an outlet, and that could very well be, like I've mentioned this before, but I don't treat my husband like my BFF. I treat him like my husband and my partner, but I don't tell him everything. And there are some things that you feel you can only talk to a close friend about. And so let's jump to some of the tips, because some of these tips really made me laugh. So I found another article and I was like, oh God, yeah, these are all on like my wavelength. But I did talk about, and I feel like this analogy, I'm real tired. I might be using the wrong words, but I feel like this example can work in a lot of different situations. But a friend of mine wanted to meet someone new. Let's use it instead of like a relationship. Let's talk about meeting new friends. If you want to meet somebody new, you want to have that connection with a new person, you have to do new things. So you've got to leave your comfort zone a little bit and start thinking about ways that you can switch up your day. And so they did talk about, in that Psychology Today article, they talked about how with seniors, it's especially hard to make new friendships because oftentimes your day is rather repetitive, especially if you're retired and you sort of go along every day and it's just like this day before. And so you're not really encountering new friends. And so I think the biggest thing is it's taking some time to reflect on like, how do you spend your time? And is there an opening that you could put in there to make time to do new things, to meet new people, whether it's a play date if you've got children. If you are without children, let me tell you there are things to do because, oh, I actually get really excited about that because I'm sort of like getting excited to that point in my life where my kids are a little bit older and I can start to do more of my own independent hobby stuff. But I've talked about this many times. When I ballroom danced, that was amazing. I was living in Vancouver, had no friends. I felt that city that was very cliquey. I felt like you either had to go to school and meet everybody there or you hung out with people from work. But I felt awkward doing that because I was a manager and I didn't really want to like I don't know. It was a very awkward time, but I joined dance, and all of a sudden it was all of these peers doing an activity that wasn't necessarily alcohol related. I didn't have to stay out super late. It was something I could do before 9 p.m. at night and have a great time, and it was a weekly thing. And so that's another thing. So it's like coming out of your comfort zone, and if you can pair that with something that you really like to do, done. And if you compare it with something that your kids like to do, even better, right? Because then everybody's winning. You get a little social time, they get social time, win-win. So the first tip on this article was like to meet up. So do things, get yourself out of your comfort zone and meet up. I'm going to come back to the comments in a minute here. Another one was like talking about going to night school, and I get that, but I think I would use it more like find a hobby. Maybe it's paint night. That seems to be all the rage. Hashtag mom life. Like everyone's going out and painting. I don't know why that terrifies me. I am not a painter. I'm like, I don't know if I could handle the instruction and trying to be social and drinking of the wine. Like, I don't know if I could do all of it, but something fun in the evenings that you could plan. That could be a repetitive thing too. Like if you want to take an art class, for example, you could take it over 6 weeks and then talk to people in the class. Because I find when I think back over years of things that I've done, I've taken a lot of things, but I was so shy, which is totally weird because I'm not shy anymore. But there was a point in time where I would just like go to the class or go to the team sport or whatever it was and like not speak very much. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's one I'm going to add in here, is that, take that time to figure out what it is that you need out of a friend. What kind of friendship are you looking for right now? Because if you find you're looking for more of a very close-knit, like a best friend that you can just kind of divulge everything, that's a very different type of friend than would be a casual, I'll see you maybe once a month at our library group or something. And so a tip I have if you're looking for the very, very close friend, go to the group, go to the paint thing, go take your course, whatever it is. When you find someone that you kind of like, you sort of have to treat it like dating, honestly. You've got to be a little bit aggressive. Oh God, I was not aggressive dating, but I'm laughing here. Maybe that's not the best comparison, but you got to be kind of aggressive. I've said this in the past. If I find a friend that I want to be friends with, you will know about it because I will text you. I will give you, I probably won't call you because I don't call anybody, but I'll text you and I'll make plans regularly. I don't have time to be texting someone every day, all day. Like that's not my vibe. Once a week you might hear from me, but that's a lot. But I make time to nurture those friendships. And then I also, if I feel like I haven't seen a friend in a long time, I'm like, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. I shoot them a text and be like, do you want to grab a coffee or something? Even if that coffee is them coming to your house or you guys going to their house or you going and meeting at the library, like whatever it is, I think it's just making the effort, right? I'm going to jump to some of the comments here. Let's see here. Read us. My hobby is shopping. Yeah, buddy, except now my shopping is online. So like I'm not going to meet any friends that way. Let's see here. Lisa was saying out of 40 new acquaintances, she probably has 10 decent new relationships. It's really a numbers game and you have to leave your shame insecurities at the door. Totally. And if I only have maybe 3 or 4 top 5 close friends, and I think that might be even a bit much. But it's not like you're going to spread yourself too thin, right? You want to find quality over quantity, and whatever that means to you in the type of friendships that one you have time for, 2 that you're really looking for, and 3 that like bring some positive like feelings to your life, right? Because it's supposed to be a fun, enjoyable thing. That's the point. And also to be realistic. Like I tend to be, surprise, surprise, a fairly clear communicator. So I will, when I meet new friends, I'm like, hey, I would love to see you. Like, let's make a point to see each other once a week or once every 2 weeks. So if you don't hear from me, you message me and let's make this happen. And I really try to do that. I got to say, I'm kind of dropping the ball lately. I think it's been a complete shit show, if I can be honest, from end of summer to start of school. But I know once October rolls in, then it starts to become more of a regular pattern and I can start to be more consistent. But I also like to plan. I don't necessarily do all the planning, but I like to see I have different groups of friends that we see, like say regularly on like once a month or once every 3 months. And we'll go for like a glass of wine or have some dinner. But if that's not your scene, you get to decide how you want to kind of make that friendship work, right? A couple other tips that this article gave was volunteering, so another great way to meet people. Using your kids, so going to things like, or pets. Pets was another one. I used to bring my dog down to the doggy beach and meet people all the time, and just have chats. But yeah, like go to things with your pet or your child, like, and then you'll be able to meet people who have similar interests. Because that's the other thing is, right now in my early 30s with two young kids, is my BFF going to be someone who's like club hopping all the time? Well, heck no, I don't have time for that. I would not be able to participate, and therefore our interests would not be on the same page, right? So it's really like sort of it's like that self evaluation. What are you looking for? What can you bring to the table, and what do you like? And then seeking that out in another person. I like this one was upping your social media game. That makes sense. If you've got a friend, or if you find like you're a YouTuber and you're looking to make friends with other YouTubers that are in your genre, just start commenting on their stuff, start commenting on their photos. If you have personal friends on Facebook and you want to just start seeing them more, just start being more present and being more active. That can go a long way. Sending text messages, all those things. Like Payal was saying, otherwise it becomes a burden, which is not friendship. Exactly. And if you find too, like, I'll be honest, when I first moved to Southern Ontario, I met a few people, and there was some people I had to let go because the friendship just wasn't working, and I felt like it really was a burden, and that we just didn't connect on a lot of different levels, and I just sort of let it fizzle out. I didn't necessarily sit down and explain that we were like breaking up, but naturally the relationship went that way. Let's see here, a couple other things. I like this one. They say shake your friend tree. So start telling people, hey, you know what, I want to hang out, do you want to go grab a movie next week? What's the worst that someone's gonna say? No. Like, you know what I mean? So ask and you shall receive. I don't know how I even came up with that. I'm so tired. I went to bed at 3:30 this morning. 3:30. That's bad, because I'm addicted to a new show called Outlander, which is probably really old. I have no idea, but it's so good. You have to let me know if you watch it. This one, the very last one, might be my very favorite because I actually laughed out loud. They say, leave your house. And I'm like, yes. Like, you're not going to meet real people that you can like shake hands with if you're sitting at your desk or watching Netflix all day. And I know it can be so awkward and so uncomfortable, but I also know a ton of people who would identify themselves as introverted or maybe have a little bit of social anxiety, who still go out and who still will put themselves in awkward situations because, you know what, it's a momentary awkwardness. What is it going to be? 45 minutes of an uncomfortable feeling where you could potentially be making an awesome friend, right? A few weeks ago, I had done a live, or was it just last week? The days are blurring, but we were talking about healthy relationships and boundaries and things, and a comment had popped up, and if you're watching right now, I really appreciated this comment, but the person had said that they had relationships in their life that were a little bit unhealthy, but that they were the only relationships they had, and they felt like if they cut these negative people out, they'd have nobody left. And I say, glass half full, optimistic Amanda over here, by cutting those negative people out, you have now made all of this space for amazing people to now fill that void. And you will not have a void forever if you start to make those small changes, So I want to see some of the comments here. I also don't want to keep you guys all day. So let's see what's going on here. Hope thought my shirt said insane. Nope, unseen, which is actually a pretty neat not for profit that I had like kind of done a little shout out for. Let's see here. Julia, love Outlander too, but I've seen all the episodes, so waiting for a new season. I am binging it, like 5 episodes last night. It's one of those shows that like you get lost in it, It's just, I used to read a lot of books like that when I was growing up, so it's quite enjoyable. What? The 3rd season just started last night? Girl, I need to catch up. Give me one more day. I'll be whipping through this series. Okay, Kai Shank was saying, how do you know when someone is letting a friendship fizzle out versus they are just busy with their kids and can't always reply? That's a good one. Sometimes I don't know if I should keep reaching out or if I should take a hint. Okay, that's a really good one. First of all, it's kind of a dick move to not tell a person that you're fizzling, that relationship is coming to an end. So I know because I've done it, but what I just started to do, and this is how I did, this does not mean it's the right way to do it. So the friendship wasn't really working out, and I just politely said like, hey, you're welcome to come over, but like this and this and this has to happen, because there was some things or some boundaries being crossed, not personal boundaries, but just like there was a time limit. Like I think when you have a play date, if you come at like 10, you got to be out by noon, because that's what I got going on. Then the lunch is a whole other chapter of the day, you know? We're not going to stay through lunch unless it's pre-planned. You get it? So there was a situation where this person was just staying too long, and I was like, "You can come over, but I'm busy at noon." You know? And then I realized that they didn't have that scheduling capability, and I just sort of, so then as we kept talking, it was like, "Hey, we can get together, but this has to happen," and "Oh, maybe let's to get together another time." And then I just stopped saying let's get together. You know what I mean? I was just like, "No, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out, I've been really busy." And I think the other way, without causing too much drama, is give it 3 times. I give someone 3 times to say like, "Hey, do you want to hang out? Hey, do you want to hang out? Hey, do you want to hang out?" By the third one, if I'm getting a negative, I'm out. Like I don't got time for that. Because again, you may like the friendship, that person may not have anything negative against you, but I don't got time for this. Like I'm not into like the habit of chasing people. I got a lot to offer. And if you don't want to make the time for me, dude, that's okay, because there's other people that will. And I think that's, so my theory is like 3 times and then I'm out. If it's a lifelong friend, that's different. And I think there's obviously other variables. Like it's hard to give like a solid answer, but I think the other element would be, what is the nature of your friendship? Like, are you guys super tight where you could just flat out be like, "Dude, are you really busy or are you avoiding me?" My BFF, that's how I would respond. Sometimes I will even, like if I find I'm the one that's being a little bit slack on my responses or whatever, I'll respond with, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm the worst friend ever and haven't seen you in like 3 weeks or 3 months or whatever it is, but let's get together." And it's okay to do that. I think it's nice to be honest. So I think potentially by just being really upfront and honest yourself, you'll naturally attract those kinds of people. I hope I answered your question. I'm a little rusty because I'm a little tired today. Let us see here. Tina was saying, "I met my new best friend girl in a dating app. We both didn't find a man yet, but we found us." Oh my God, that's amazing. How cool is that? You know what? Sometimes that's all you need. Are there friendship dating apps? Tell me. I have no idea, but that would be amazing. If they don't have it, someone should get on it. Yeah, Lisa was saying the relationship is sure to last longer than someone you would have dated. Exactly. Oh, Sophie, I'm glad you're here and you caught me live. Reed S was saying, "Has anyone met someone they got along with, but their kid is not someone you want your kid around?" I had that happen at a play group. Mom is cool. You know what? I have that in my life right now. And fact is, I gave it a couple tries. I kind of gave it my three attempts, and I realized that our kids just don't vibe. Guess what? I'm cool with that. So now our play dates no longer involve our children. We go out for wine. And I think that's okay, because I do think that friends don't have to be everything and fill every void to be a friend. I have a friend where, I have an itchy foot, apologies. I have a friend where we can just do video Skype calls, because first of all, she's on the other side of the earth, and we're able to maintain our friendship through video chats. And we'll each have like a desired beverage depending on the time of day, alcohol or coffee, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's finding out like, what is that friendship about? And like I have a friend where I can go see movies with her, and we can go for dinner, like dinner and a movie. I have other friends where we just go for coffee, just short and sweet. I have ones where we could do an activity together. I have a friend I could travel with. Like, I just don't think everybody's gonna be everything, and it's okay to make adjustments, right? Pivot. Let's see here. Coupon star, yay, you caught a live one. Headed to the bus stop. Yep, just about there too. So anyways, I think on that note, we're wrapping it up. We're all probably just part ways to go pick up our kids for the end of the day. But I think my life hack overall is that what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. If you find that you're in a rut, whatever that rut is, job, life, relationship, friendship, whatever it is, you're gonna have to shake shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, shake it up, do something new, and come out of your comfort zone, and you will be pleasantly surprised. Because truly, the worst thing that can happen is that you don't find a friend and you're exactly how you started. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst. That's literally the worst. Or you find a shitty friend and then you have to just part ways. I'm kind of being a little bit of a potty mouth because I'm tired and my filter is off. So I'm going to wrap it up. Guys, this was fun. I always love doing live videos with you. And that's that. So thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be back on Wednesday, and then on Friday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as usual. And of course, tomorrow live on Facebook. All right, guys. Oh my gosh. And tomorrow I'm testing out some wacky makeup trend that you guys have voted on. So we'll see how this goes. If you want to see me do that, links are going to be below to my Facebook page. All right, guys. Keep it real. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.